How everybody doing, man? It's your boy Juice coming at y'all with Talks with Juice. I know it's been a minute, guys, but I'm back. Back like I never left. I want y'all to know, when I get off the grid and I stop posting for a while, it's always to better the content. It's always to step back and be able to provide you guys better info, provide you guys better insight, to provide you guys better advice, to provide you guys better mentorship. It's not just me stepping back to be lazy, me stepping back because I don't have nothing to post or all these things. It's really me stepping back to figure out a way to make this the best I can possibly make it, right? And in those moments where I sit back and analyze and try to do better things for you guys and improve the content, it helps me learn a couple things. It helps me see a couple things differently. It helps me see the vision. I already see the vision, but things have to get pieced together. And sometimes when you're just going at it, you're just going at it. You don't have time to really sit back and think, like, what am I missing? What's missing? Right? Yes, you're supposed to work, but you also got to take some time to sit back and think, like, okay, how can I grow this? How can I make this better? How can I grow the platform? How can I talk to every audience better? How can I improve the way I'm talking in my videos? How can I improve this? How can I, all these things. Like, for example, when I sat back and haven't been posting for probably about a month now, but I still been active in my channel. That's why I advise everyone to join my channel on Instagram, where I send quotes and words of the day and all these things, right? To let you guys know I'm still thinking about you guys. I'm still trying to provide you guys information. I'm still trying to help someone's day get better. I'm still trying to do these things, right? But as far as the content goes, that's a thing that's, a work in progress. But when I was sitting back and thinking, I realized that I need to improve this, right? And I was wondering, how can I do it? And along that way, I'm like, been thinking, like, I've been thinking for a while now, I need a whiteboard. And so, as you can see back here, I got the whiteboard. And this whiteboard is just basically so we can all just get a clear understanding, right, of what we're talking about and break it down more step by step. Rather than give you guys just explaining something to you, I'll just give you guys a breakdown of what we're talking about, what it means, why it means what it means, how can we improve on all these things, just so we can get a clear understanding, so everyone can get a clear understanding. And yeah, with that being said, let's get into this video. What's gonna be the word of the day? This is, like, I enjoy doing this. Like, I really do. I really enjoy like making people's lives better. Like, if it comes in a form of words, if it comes in a form of advice, if it comes in a form of insight, something you didn't know before, or a different point of view, or my own personal experience with certain things. I just really enjoy, like, making people's lives better. Really, honestly, it's fun. So, what are these letters? It's not big enough. We got the word of the day. So the word of the day, guys, the word of the day is failure. Let's put it right here. So today's word of the day, guys, is failure. Let's talk about failure. What is failure? How can one be a failure? What leads to failure? How to stay away from failure. let's dive deep into this word failure today. Failure. So the word of the day is failure. What's the definition of failure? The definition of failure is lack of success or completely giving up. So my friend Google likes to tell me, right? But let's sit back and think about what we think about when we think of failure. If our goal for our business was to elevate the business by 12% and we only elevated it by 9%, that was a failure. True. But two things can be true at one time, right? Two things can be true at one time. You could have failed. Your mission that you, or the plan that you had could have been a failure. You could have failed at that, but you could have succeeded. Right? Because one thing about failure teaches us how to win. Failure teaches us how to get better, right? It's easier to win once you learn how to lose. Losing teaches you how to win and how to win consistently. Is that me saying you're supposed to lose? No. Is that me saying you're supposed to fail? No. Is that me saying you're not supposed to reach the goals that you've set? Absolutely not. But when you fail, you learn something. So just because one thing was a failure does not mean everything was a failure. Along the way, you learn a lesson, and that's the best gift you can possibly receive. Once you learn that lesson, so our goal was to hit the 12% revenue. We didn't get it this year. You learned. Now you know next year how to attack the market. Now you know next year how to attack your promotion. Now you know next year how to improve on your revenue. Now you know next year what products to put out and what products not to put out. So yes, that goal was a failure, absolutely. But failure is all about how you put it. You can let it break you. You can let that break you. You not reaching that goal break you. You can let you not winning the championship break you. Or you can come back next season faster, stronger, smarter, and ready to play. You can come back next year more connected with your teammates, more connected with your group, more connected with your coaches, or you can sit back and think about the season that you lost. And the other definition of failure is completely giving up. So when you look at that, when you look at the two definitions, I can't fail. It can't be a failure until I completely give up. Isn't that crazy? Let me grab my red marker. Let me grab my red marker for you guys. You cannot completely fail until you completely give up. Until you completely give up, that is when it's a complete failure. It is not a failure. I want you guys to know that what you are doing, just because you're not seeing instant results, you have not failed. You are not a failure. We're gonna get into personally if you're a failure or not, and how you're not. But let's stick on to what we're talking about right now. Until what you are doing, until you completely give up, it is not a failure. It is not, guys. And I don't want you guys to harp on that, on the fact that you haven't. Listen, goals are meant for you to strive towards. Not every single thing you write down, not every single goal you plan out, not every single thing that you lay out for your life is going to happen, right? Sometimes there's bumps in the road. Sometimes there's hiccups. Sometimes there's an adjustment period. Sometimes there's time for you to sit back and learn. Sometimes there's time for you to sit back and lose for you to be able to learn how to win. So, failure is a lack of success. A lack of success. So that's how something could be a failure if it lacks the success that you put it towards. But it's not a complete failure unless you completely give up. So just because you lacked success in that year, it may have been a failure. But you still have another opportunity to keep going. It's not a complete failure. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see that or if it's a glare. I hope you guys were able to see the words earlier. Okay, for my others, it's a question I know some of us like to ask ourselves. Like, a lot of it is because of what people place in our heads and people place in our minds and expectations people place in our lives and all these things. And I know sometimes we sit back and think like, am I a failure? Let's talk about it. I want you guys to know, I want you guys to understand, and I mean this when I say this, you are not a failure. Just because you set your sights on something and you were able to accomplish it, or just because you had all these lofty expectations placed on you since you were a child, all these expectations placed on you from your family, from your teachers, from your friends, from the people at the corner store, right? All these expectations that were placed on you, just because you weren't able to live up to them does not make you a failure. Just because you strive to do something and you weren't able to complete it does not make you a failure. In life, you may have failed at accomplishing that dream, that goal, that those expectations that they placed on your life. That does not make you a failure. That does not make you a failure. Just because you are pivoting into a different field in life does not make you a failure. Failure is when you completely give up. You're not completely giving up, are you? You're only a failure once you completely give up, completely give in. You're not trying no more. You're not putting effort no more. You're not striving no more. That's when you become a failure. But as long as you are still trying your best and putting your head towards something, not a failure. How can you be? You're striving. You're working towards something. You're improving. You're learning. Heart to heart, person to person, man to man, man to woman. I want you guys to know, stop letting people place expectations on your life. Stop letting people place expectations on your life. Stop letting people, I don't care if it's your mother, your father, your uncle, your grandma, your favorite teacher, your favorite coach. Stop letting people place expectations on your life. You have to realize you have a life to live. You, at the end of the day, all these people can say, yeah, man, I really want you to be on top, man. I really want you to succeed. I really want you to be where you say you're gonna be. I really want you to be in this position where I'm telling you to be at. I really want you to do this. I really want you to do that. But at the end of the day, when you don't achieve those goals, when you do not achieve those goals, you are the one that has to deal with it. Everyone can sit around here and tell you they're hoping for your success. They're praying for your success. They're this, they're that, they're etc. etc. But when you do not succeed in life, once you're the one that doesn't succeed, you're the one that still has to pay your bills. You're the one that still has to do this. You're the one that still has to figure out a way. You're the one that still has to pivot. You're the one that still has to do all of these things. All of those cards are placed in your hands. Because once you do not meet those requirements, once you do not meet those expectations, when it's time to pay the bills, are those same people gonna call you and say, yeah man, I know you were striving hard, man, here's a couple $1,000 for your bills? No. Hey man, I know you were striving, man, I know you were doing this, you were doing that, you were doing this, you were doing that. Yeah man, I got a spot at this job for you. No. Are they gonna do all of these things for you? Just like how they place all these expectations on your life to always like tell you this is what you should be doing, this that. No. So why are you holding what they're saying with your life? I'm not saying do not let people give you advice. Do not let people tell you to strive for things. Do not take certain people's encouragement and all this, right? That's not what I'm saying. Absolutely. Take the people's encouragement. Absolutely. Absolutely take people's advice in. Absolutely. But once it becomes... I'm just having a brain fart. Yes. So once it becomes an expectation... So if I don't become this person, if I don't become this doctor, if I don't become this athlete, if I don't become this person that you place in your mind that I'm supposed to be, I'm not me no more. I failed. Think about that for a second. So because I didn't reach those requirements, so just because I didn't reach those expectations, I can't still find a way to feed my family. I can't still find a way to reach new heights. I can't still find a way to pay my bills. And that's what I mean by what I'm telling you. Yes, take people's advice and let people push you to be great. Let people do this. Absolutely. But do not let it become an expectation. You know how much athletes deal with depression because of, for example, an athlete that person could have been an athlete for their whole life. They have a horrible injury and they're not able to play no more, and the people in their lives do no longer look at them the same because they're not living up to the expectation. Yeah, bro, you were supposed to be great. You were supposed to be a top 5 wide receiver. Yeah, you were supposed to go to the NBA. That's what you were supposed to do. That's what we thought you were gonna do. And do you know how that can mess with someone's psyche? All the people around them that claim to love them and support them, but once that person is not able to live up to the expectation that they place on their lives, they don't look at them the same no more. They don't call them the same no more. They don't talk to them the same no more. Once you let people place expectations on your life, that's why sometimes we think, am I a failure? That's why we think sometimes, am I a failure? Not because of what we think, but because of what others think of us. So listen, for the question, am I a failure? The question I would ask you is, did you completely give up? No, not did you completely give up on doing that thing. Did you completely give up on doing anything? Did you completely give up on striving in general? Did you completely give up on giving full effort on something in general? I could care less on what you're striving towards. but I do care if you're striving. And if you're striving, the answer to your question is no, you're not a failure. You are actually a success. You are actually motivation. You are actually inspirational. And I really sit and think about this stuff. Is just it absolutely just blows my mind, and it makes me just want to sit back and sit at awe, because so much people's lives are ruined based on expectations. So much people's lives become ruined based on what other people think of them, and it has us second guessing ourselves. Ourselves shouldn't be something we second guess. We've known ourselves our whole lives. Should never second guess ourselves, but sometimes we're trained to second guess ourselves and trust others rather than ourselves. Trust others rather than what we think.